All right, here we go. We are live on today's Sizzle Stocks, April 25th. It's Tuesday. All right, we got a lot of earnings. Why don't we dive right in? Yesterday we looked at a bunch of names like Microsoft, Google, everything that's reporting today. Here we go. Now, what do we got? Oh, we got Meta, Boeing, a couple REITs, ADP. All right, we'll just start at the top. All right, let's look at Meta. Meta. I got it. Just hang on. Here we go. All right, let's look at the last 30 days. Let me see. There's a comment. Is there a comment in here? Let's see. Oh, that's just me reminding everybody we started. Okay, Meta. This kind of slightly building to the upside. This high point of control, close value area, right? And this upper value area kind of, is implying some room up this way. But let's see what shorter term says, and then longer. Okay, so this testing and it's right on some resistance right now, 209. So let's see if it pushes through that. Bounces off that hard. This looks like it's near term at the bottom of a near term range. Ooh, give me a second. I need to take some notes. This is good stuff. I gotta share it. Okay, so there we go. We started off Meta. Finding support. Finding support at 209. It's got a bullish bias. All right. Let's see. Let's just look overnight. The last 24 hours. Yeah, this is good. So you had this initiating action overnight. And it's kind of bouncing. It looks like it's reversing, bouncing off that 208.95, right? And building back up. And you've got this higher volume up here. Whether or not this is a resistance up here, we'll see. But everything kind of looks like it's tilting up. But we are at close, not far off of. Well, that was at 220. 222 is the 90-day high. That doesn't necessarily. This doesn't necessarily look bullish. Yes, we're just at high levels for Facebook. Over the last year, last 2 years, we're certainly not. But Meta is a very different company than it was 2 years ago, right? A lot has happened since then, in the social media front. And well, I would just say near term. It looks near term bullish. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, that was a good one. What's interesting? Boeing. Boeing looks interesting. Much more interesting than Thermo Fisher. Unless somebody wants to look at Thermo Fisher. Support. Boeing's got the support from 201. Right up here. Nice range. Although this, it could. This doesn't look like significant resistance up here, but you've got this range where it's got several dollars to run. Let's see what the near term says about. That's not telling you anything. That's kind of lumpy. Indeterminate. That was the 10-day, 5 days, not saying much. 1 day. Quite a bit of consolidation right here, around 203, 204, but on a daily basis. But we'll see. So what do we got here? It was at a 275 loss last year, and they're expecting a 98-cent loss this year. Okay. Let's look 1 year. Yeah, now I can't tell you anything on Boeing here. We're just going to move on. No need to belabor that. Okay, so what do we got? ServiceNow, American. Let's see what American Tower REIT is looking like. One year. I mean, this all looks, kind of headed slumping, slouching lower, but okay, just building a range, pretty significant range, 213 to 190, but building a range nonetheless. So this is AMT, American Tower REIT. Now, nah, not that. Let's poise to this kind of volume, this kind of trading right around a single, around a very, very narrow range. Tells me it wants to make a move. It could pop a little bit higher. Retest 208. That's on a 5-day, but that's kind of this looks bullish, kind of building. This is a tough one too. All right, let's see. Somebody pop something in here in the chat. Marco, okay, can you look at FRC? Sure, absolutely. Let's look at FRC. Okay, we're moving on to AMT. There's not much I really, I think there might be a near-term pop, but that's about it. So AMT is expensive, Manny. Yeah, do you mean like the options? Is the volatility high, or just what was the just a high dollar stock at around $2? Is that what do you mean expensive there, or are you talking valuation? What do you mean? FRC. All right, we'll go back to FRC. This looks. Well, this is over the. This is over the 1 day. So we got a little building volume to the downside here. A little bit of gap. It could go back, and so 12 narrow range, right? But if it moved back up into this regime, so something must have happened over. No, earnings aren't out yet. Let's say so, right? Oh, okay. Was that this morning? I thought this was coming out tomorrow. Oh, I had this coming out tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like it came out last night. I said, so it sold off on earnings. So, all right, it's rejected this price. It was hoping for something better. Now it's looking lower. Let's see what, and while let me get to, but this is, that price. I hear you. Yeah, no, that's an expensive one. Or this morning. Okay, thank you, Marco. Let's see what. All right, so there's a little bearish bias in the overnight trading, the way it reacted, right? So let me kind of belabor this right here, right? So you have a set of expectations that we're building, right? And then there's this kind of building bid right here. And the market's not perfect. It's just this is how the trading is based on sentiment, and there's some consensus right around this $15 range. Or something in earnings must have disappointed. So it initiated, boom, 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 now started to fill out this range here. And so now it's contemplating going lower, right? And you can see all this volume, right around, that started right around this level, right? So, okay, so that's really good. Okay, so those are the kind of biases that I'm looking for. Nothing on the 5-day, nothing really on the 10-day. Let's go to 30-day. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it was just not trading at all. And this is First Republic. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, they had. Okay, I'm not. Sorry, guys. Maybe I need another cup of coffee. I'm just kind of looking at the tickers. This don't look good, Marco. There might be more room to. This looks like it's just kind of. It is dying, or moving much lower. Yeah, this all looks like boom, bottoms, but people aren't expecting a very constructive path for FRC. That's what I would say. Okay. Well, there you go, Marco. I'm hoping for you too. There we go. I guess you're short it. I wonder where did you go start? Where did you start? Where did you go short it? And a couple days ago, yesterday, before this move, when did you short? Inquiring minds want to know. You got to put on FRC. You shorted the stock yesterday. Way to go, Marco. Awesome. Yeah, I think there's still a little bit more. It looks like there's more downside on this, right? I mean, you didn't miss this part of the move, but there's more downside. So, I definitely say it's worth sticking with the short that Marco's got. Okay, what's next? I am getting a little distracted. Here we go. All right, ADP. Let's take a look at that. ADP. Support right through here. I know you guys are, it's common to look at support lines as a number, but support is is really just a kind of an area, a zone, right? And you can see this. So this is building bids right through here. So that's a little bit of support. But yeah, this is kind of tough read on this one. And we're just kind of looking at the value area and the point of control over the last 90 days, basically the same. You get this building volume down here, kind of implies downside of 191. Let's say ADP. It might be short here. 213 level and target of 191. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So it's got that little. So I would just keep in mind. What did we? Where was I just looking at that? What looked like a little bit of support. A little. So from 213. So from 213 down to 209. Now there might have a little trouble getting through that. Below 209, I think we're definitely looking pretty solid for this thing to move. But depending on how, it's up to you how aggressive you want to play it. Okay. Canadian Pacific. We looked at that one the other day. We looked at rails the other day. Let's see how it's. We're all looking bearish. Whoa! Oh, yes. What is that? So yeah, we were talking about this last week, right around here. And what do you know? They're down from 80 to 78. Okay, and now we're really into. Let me see if I can find my notes. If I put some levels on those, give me just a second. Let me look back. I didn't write any notes down. But looks like it's kicked it in. Got below this, broke below the 78. We're looking at 72 on the 30-day here. 10-day. You guys want to give me 2 seconds? I just got a little. I wonder, can I pause recording? Give me just a second. No, I don't want to stop it. Okay, give me just 2 seconds here. Okay, I need to say something to my daughter here before I'm going to mute this. Okay, all right. Yeah, not this doesn't look. This isn't really telling us anything. I mean, it kind of says maybe it goes up to 84, 85, but that's not. This is definitely not building, right? This is just any price in this range looks good, right? And then the volume profile and is just trying to make as much sense out of it as it can, right? So, yeah, this is not a clean picture. Not a clean picture. Let's look at 1 day. So we've got this little bit of consolidation right here. Let's go out to 90-day. 90-day. I mean, you get, yeah, this looks Canadian Pacific. More room on the downside. This looks pretty good. Let's just keep zooming out and see what else we see. Yeah, okay. Once it gets through this 70, I mean, none of this point of control is kind of consensus. It could make it's wanting to test lower. We'll see. May not go too much lower than that. But there's enough here. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. That was great. Boston Scientific. Let's just did a upper end of the range, kind of rejected it. Looks like it's kind of, going down, but looks like it's headed lower, but that's kind of hard to really tell from this distribution, the way the volume is distributed. No. Nothing to see here. Moving on. Siemens Group. It's kind of made its move lower. Kind of looks that way. Let's see if it's still possible. A little bit. We're talking small range. Definitely want to see how this bid, how the bid builds right in here, how it trades. 30-day. Not much here either. All right. Okay, let's keep going. We'll find some more. We got a couple good ones, all right. I think that ADP looked pretty good, and definitely that Canadian Pacific. And that bank. Waste Management. Oh yeah, we looked at some of these names last week. Same thing for Raymond. We were looking at that for Raymond. I mean, it kind of. Ignore this. This is just a sloppy distribution. So can't make much sense of that. Don't get that. This is true of any kind of indicator, I think. But you got to know when it's if it's giving you a good signal. When you're just seeing sloppy trading, dispersed, trading that doesn't look like there's a whole lot of consensus or conviction, and consensus doesn't mean a price, right? It's a distribution around a price. When it just throws off, when the volume is just nasty like this, I mean, there's the rest of these numbers have no meaning, right? There's not a whole lot to read from them, right? Or you got to really think hard to see if there is meaning, and you don't want to force a pass, right? You don't want to see. It's not like reading the tea leaves and you're trying to see something, right? You don't have to see something here. Okay. Anyway, this a little bit of downward bias, but now let's just bid through here on the 5-day. So it might be discovering a new range. Let's zoom on. Let's look at 1 day. Okay, so yeah, just near term. This is a little bit of a bid. I mean, once just right through up through 166 or so. But longer term, here's that bearish pattern. So we were looking, here, and this was looking bearish, and it's still looking pointing lower. But it really depends on. I'm sure it's going to depend a lot on. It's got a waiting pattern here, waiting on the numbers for tomorrow. So. That's if we get if they disappoint, there could be an opportunity. You didn't miss it if it gets to 161 because it wants to keep moving down to 152. That's what I would say. Waste management still looks bearish. Okay, let's look at one more, and then we'll take a look at a little macro, like some commodities, broad equity indices, that sort of thing. What do we want to end on? Let's look at general dynamics here. General dynamics. You could say a sloppy bid building here. Yeah, this is hard to. Yeah, let's go. All right, we're moving on to broader markets. Let's look at the S&P 500 futures. Now, see, there's a ton more trading volume here, so you get much more smooth-looking distribution, right? So you really see the law of large numbers at work. This all looks like it's slumping lower, but you've got this pretty significant support. Which, good Lord, we haven't been through this in forever. Down here at 4110. I don't want to say forever, right? But okay, but it's overall looks pointing lower. What are we down? We're down 30 on the day. I mean, you could say, okay, so I mean the volume down here at these levels is much lower than up here up to 4162. So you've got to, well, this is just overnight. This is just overnight. But you got a little bit of it's kind of losing its momentum to the downside, and I just don't see anything to give me a clear indication for what's going to happen the rest of the day. Let's look in the longer term. Yeah, I mean, we're right here. Look at this. Oh my God. Look how long we've been. Here's the point of control, right? And just look how long we've traded around that range. Ugh. Boring, right? This looks bad. This 1 year looks longer term bullish. 4250 implied, but I think you're looking at higher. Let's look at 2 year. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, boy, I think Roger Scott's been saying 4,300. I've been saying 4,200. We've definitely rejected that 4,200 level. Man, just lacks a lot of conviction. I mean, I think it's interesting that this 90-day kind of, based on where the value area sits in relation to the point of control, it's pointing at 4,400. I have a hard time thinking how I can get there, but anyway, all right, let's move on. That's interesting. Let's look at the NASDAQ, see if it's given us kind of a. Yeah, I mean, at least this has given us the opportunity zone around, based on the numbers from the volume profile. It's kind of pointing to a similar kind of upside. But let's just go. Well, let's look out. Yeah, nothing here on the 1 year. Let's go. Let's zoom in. That was the 90-day, 30-day. This points higher. This kind of looks, building. Though this is very significant resistance right here, and that's around 13,359. Okay, that's in the NASDAQ futures. You definitely got some bid building here, right? Yeah, nothing out of that. Let's see what the overnight. It's kind of got that same little zone that we're consolidating around here. So, all right, let's look at crude oil. It's finding a little bit of support. We're around 76. Let's zoom out. But boy, it wants to push. It wants to test lower, doesn't it? Let's see. Yeah, you've got all these gaps down here, but yeah, not a whole lot to see there. Okay, all right, guys, that's all I got for you. Unless you got any other names you want me to take a look at here before I hop off. Appreciate you joining me. This has been a great session. Thank you. Oh, nice. We got a nice turnout today. Some new names. Love seeing you guys here. Hopefully you got something out of this. So, the point of this is to, take a look at what the volume is telling us about the future direction. Happy to look at any names. This is very helpful for my process. And, this is, and I'm glad to see all you guys in here. So we'll, we've got roundtable tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll drop the link in. Hopefully you guys can join, and then in the channel. And I'll see you there. No Sizzle Stocks tomorrow, but we'll most likely pick it up again on Thursday. All right. Oh, let's see. What do you got? A quick comment. What news have you heard about CVE? A lot of options call. I don't know that I've heard any news there, Chris. Let's see. What do we got? CVE, Synovus. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Let's take a look at this real quick, and then I will. So this, so definitely there was a drop down here. We've got some support down to 1667. So this is different. This looks like very different information, right? And then it traded up here, created this range. Let's zoom in. Nothing. 5-day. Just kind of initiating activity. It might be. So I don't see anything. I haven't heard any news about it. This 1 day looks like it wants to push a little bit lower. Possibly. I'm forcing too much on it. It's just not it's just what we got is a little consolidation right here. So yeah, Chris, sorry, I don't have any insight. This is a significant, look at this point of control right here. Look at this distribution, nice and even around it, right? The market is happy here, and it's going to take a lot to kick it out of that range on 426. So it's coming out tomorrow. Just waiting and seeing. Don't have any, but the volume doesn't look like it's showing like anybody knows something. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it's good for. Okay, great, Chris. Glad that helped. You guys all have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow on Roundtable, I hope, and we'll pick this back up on Thursday. Talk to you later.